Welcome Libras and those with Libra rising. We're here together for your July monthly horoscope, my dear friends. This month, with the Sun in Cancer and a new Moon in Cancer, we're actually moving forward. And with Mercury retrograde in Cancer, there will also be a new in the middle of the month. Now, this is an important month for you because the Sun is shining at its peak and wants to make you shine as well. So I can say that this month will bring in important developments related to your career status and work-life. It's not a month of intense work, but rather a month of taking your place on the stage. Who are you with? Who are you alongside? Who are you strong with? And what do you need to do to show yourself? You shouldn't push yourself into the background. You need to show yourself. You are going through a process where you need to put yourself forward. I can say this clearly. Your work life, professional decisions, relationships with managers, and plans are very strongly highlighted here. You can be visible in your work. You can take responsibility. A goal can be set. So a project might be given to you. But of course, you shouldn't forget that Mercury retrograde is happening here. Mercury retrograde can reopen old files. It could be a matter that hasn't been discussed before. It could be something related to your boss or manager. It could be an old job application. It could be a task. It could be an unfinished goal. Whoa. There's actually a need to update and revisit these things. If you want to open a new chapter in your professional life, you first need to see where you were lacking in the past, where you left things incomplete. It could be a document, a meeting, a signature, an email. It could be something you haven't seen about yourself. Actually, Mercury wants to show you these things. Mercury retrograde wants to show you these things. Look, you want to move forward in your life. You want to incorporate these things into your life. So let go of the things that need to be left behind the past. Learn from the things you did in the past. And if there's anything that needs correcting, anything that was left incomplete, take care of it. This is actually a process. There's a challenging aspect here. On one side, you have your work, your goals. On the other side, you have your spouse, your partner, your business associate, if you have one. There might be a kind of opposition between these two. It could be an effect that says, make time for me too. Okay, you work hard. You have a job, but you need to make time for me too. Or you might realize that while you're making time for your relationship with your spouse, you're neglecting your work. You realize how much you're actually compromising your own goals. Well, you know. Love is one thing. Distancing yourself from your goals is another. You'll go through a process of realizing this. You might see yourself distancing yourself from yourself while suddenly juggling home and career. And on July 14th, a new moon occurs in Cancer. You are one of the signs most affected by this new moon because setting a new goal, a new profession, new source of income, a new application, a new responsibility may come to the fore, may come to them. This is our area of titles. A new beginning can be made in these areas. Having children, getting married, getting divorced, starting a new relationship, getting engaged, becoming a manager, getting a promotion. Many things are actually under this influence. But since Mercury is retrograde here, I expect the seeds sown in the past to actually sprout. I think it's time to reap the rewards of the work you put in the past. For example, if you've invested a lot of effort in a relationship, it's time to move on to the next stage. If you've put a lot of effort into your work, it's time to move on to the next position. Mars will be in Gemini, moving through your 9th house. It's a good time for you to travel, see new places. Just be careful with your sharp pronouncements when speaking. Not everyone may share your views. When explaining your ideology, when saying this is my truth, you need to be careful with your words. Around July 4th, Mars and Uranus will conjunct and a plan might change. For example, if you were going somewhere, it might be cancelled, the time might change, or the date might change. A training course might be scheduled for a different time. For example, you might have a matter related to abroad. There might be an unexpected change there. Well, this conjunction, which has been going on, could change your perspective. It could bring you a different point of view than you've been looking at things from for a long time. But you need to filter each of your ideas a little bit as you go along. Many ideas might come to mind, by the way, while Mars is it the eights, it will be important to filter them through your life, not just aggressively saying, okay, we're doing this and this. After July 9th, Venus moves into Virgo, and here for you, this 12 zone, these hidden feelings, platonic relationships, past connections, will bring about spiritual cleansing, dual cleansing, perhaps encountering past relationships or past relationships coming back to your mind. It could be a more platonic feeling. You might feel something for someone, or you might realize that the other person is interested in you. It could be an unspoken yet unnamed relationship situation. Around July time, there's a healing effect here regarding shared dominances and emotional wounds. This period indicates that you may be experiencing healing related to burdens of fear, jealousy, old feelings, insecurity, death, or shared experiences. Between July 11 to 13, you may experience sudden realizations regarding hidden relationships, people from the past, emotional issues connected to distant places, unspoken conversations, and inner turmoil. For example, you might receive news about someone. Something might happen to them. A distant connection might make your heart feel a little different. I also advise you to be very careful about secretive relationships, uncertain connections, people talking behind your back, and situations that make you uneasy, especially between July 11th to 13. Because during this period, things kept hidden in July may not remain hidden for long. I will make that clear. And then towards the end of July, I expect your friendships, dreams, and goals to be more prominent in your life that the Lele percent. First of all, with Jupiter moving into Leo, it's actually very possible to meet more powerful people, build stronger connections, and seize opportunities to rule your network. You might even see significant signs of this. July because there's a Jupiter in July because there's July 29th. You could receive wonderful support from your circle of friends. You might shine in social media or organizations, for example. You might make a post and receive more feedback than you expected. And you might meet someone you've wanted to meet for a long time. You feel like you're getting closer to a long-awaited goal. It's an influence that shows you're not alone and that you can experience positive developments in your life if you choose the right people. And at the same time, there's a full moon in Aquarius. This full moon occurs in your area of love, pleasure, and children. So you're experiencing a completion related to your life's desires and matters from your heart to positions. You might feel like things need to be this way, shy. You might receive news of a child. If you're single, a relationship might begin. You might be considering whether to continue or end your current relationship. You can question this. Actually questioning a little more about what makes you happy, my dear friends. Yeah. Does what I'm experiencing really satisfy me? Does it make me happy? Is my heart at peace? It will make you question this a little and ask you to make a decision about it. To stop, to continue. It will ask you to make a decision. But Mercury retrograde will be over by then anyway. You can question these things in your own mind. On July 26th, Saturn begins its retrograde in Aries. You are one of the signs most affected by this retrograde. Therefore, because it's in your exact opposite area, and a few days later, a full moon will occur in your relationships, your love life. Now, in the area of marriage, relationships, and partnerships, the Saturn retrograde means that the responsibilities you've taken on in your relationship lately, the burdens you've acquired, the boundaries you've set, the promises you've made, whatever it is, will begin to be reevaluated. For some of you, relationships will become more serious. For some of you, you will feel more whole in your relationship. For some of you, difficulties in your relationship may begin. Saturn wants what is real. Saturn wants what's permanent for you. So if things are uncertain, if they're in a state of limbo, it won't allow them to progress. Sometimes it forces you to make the best choices for yourself. It wants you to see certain things It puts you through tests. Now the Saturn retrograde, it's saying go back to these things. Take a look. It's saying revisit the issues in your relationship, the compromises you've made, the burdens you've taken on, the balances, the imbalances. Look back at these things. If there's anything that needs fixing, fix it because Neptune retrograde is also starting and that fog is lifting from your eyes. I can say that this is a time when you can see things more clearly, when you can visualize the past more clearly in your mind. So this month for you, I can say, is a month where you can spend time with people who truly love you, people who support you, people who make you happy and bring you peace in your life, and you'll realize these things and thank you for listening. I wish you all a wonderful month. See you in the next video.